Good afternoon, everyone. Mon nom est Martin Charbonneau. So I was thinking to do it in French, but then they reminded me that although in Paris, we have to speak in English for the greater community. So we'll go in English. French-Canadian, at Nokia, I'm the head of Quantum Safe Networks. So thank you very much to Cisco and the previous speaker. I think we had a really deep dive tutorial on how the mechanics of quantum safe cryptography can work. Now I'm going to bring you at like 50,000 feet level. So we're going to go high, but we're going to go wide, and we're going to focus on why are we even talking about quantum safe and quantum communication going forward. So it's a great pleasure that I'm here again this year back to deliver a keynote at this great event, the second year of Quantum Networks 2025. It's good to see lots of new faces, although it's difficult to see it with the spotlight in my face, and also some faces that I recognize from last year. So this is going to be a journey for the industry, so it's good to see continuity. And for those who are new, I would highly encourage you to continue with us on this journey of a quantum safe future. We will really focus today on ensuring trust on the digital economy, a little bit of a high visionary type of presentation, and hopefully you'll get some key takeaways out of this. So we live in a hyper-digitalized society, right? All of our societies worldwide are using digital networks every day, in and out. And this is due to implicitly or explicitly trusting the data and the digital infrastructures that we're using. And it's with that trust that we have in data confidentiality, integrity, and authenticity that we actually grew our respective economies. Our journey began in 1995-ish when the little s was appended to HTTP, and we started to transact, all over the internet. We use cryptography to actually give us this belief and this proof that it is okay to actually transact. Our data is kept confidential, it's integral, and it's authentic. And since then, we actually left our secure premises. We went to the cloud. We've put data at distance from our secure perimeter. We actually trust the connectivity that gets us to the cloud and back. We're now talking about using automation to actually optimize our business processes. And nowadays, the discussion is about robotization of outcome with AI. So all of this progress is really underpinned by one fundamental element: we trust. We trust our data, we trust our digital framework that carries this data, the lifeblood of our economy. And all of this trust is actually a byproduct of the cryptography that we're using today, and it's also going to be byproduct of the cryptography that we'll start using today and tomorrow. As well, right, as a societies, we're advancing quite rapidly in the era of quantum 2.0. Quantum computers, quantum sensors, quantum communication all have, vibrant and specific use cases of value creation today. Quantum computers exist, they're scaling up. Sensors exist, they're scaling up. And quantum key distribution, cryptography is the first use cases of quantum communication. They're maturing. Other use cases in quantum communication are actually appearing as well. So this is a profound societal type of evolution, so much that the World Economic Forum actually decided in Q4, I believe, in 2022, to actually rename the phase of our digital economy to be the quantum secure economy. The fact that WEF wants to talk to us about, the economy is really not a revelation. The fact that they call this the quantum economy, I think it's a testament of the societal impact that quantum technologies is having and will have on our societies. But I bring your attention to the word secure, that they wedge in between quantum and economy. I take it as a recall and highlight that trust is at the root of where we are and where we're going. It's the only truth from my perspective that was a truth of yesterday that allowed us to actually grow our digital economy to the point where we are today. And that trust can never be lost from this day towards the future, towards a quantum communication future. The quantum secure economy demands unshakable trust. So as an industry, the key question that we should never lose sight of is, how do we underpin a quantum secure economy? Well, it's quite, from a mission statement, it's not that difficult, right? So we really have to, working together, to focus on a quantum secure and trusted digital foundation for all organizations on this planet. A quantum secure digital foundation that can fend off and resist against the computational power of quantum computers. I think you've heard, quantum computers are scaling up. They will have an ability in the hands of rogue actors to actually shake our trust, shake our cryptography that we've been using for the last 40 years. Well, it's in that context that we have to focus as an industry to build a quantum secure and trusted digital foundation, the foundation that will carry us inside for a long time in the quantum secure economy. How do we do this? Well, from my perspective, there's actually two macro vectors that we have to think about. First, we have to prepare for the known quantum attacks. So we know already that at a given point in time, it's a matter of probability, but it's a certainty that at a given point in time, quantum computational power with adjusted algorithms using that power will be able to break the mathematics that underpin our cryptographic construct for the last 30 to 40 years. We know that. We know that these algorithms are going to be weakened, if not broken. And thus, as an industry, as we speak, we've started the journey of transitioning towards new types of mathematics to underpin our code signage and our key exchanges. PQC-based algorithms are being standardized, and they're journeying in the industry, in the IETF and then 3GPP and so on, and we'll find them into our product in terms of application and telecommunication products in the near future. But additionally, what we cannot forget is we should also prepare our digital fabric of the future to actually fend off on future advances of code breaking. No one can stand in front of you and tell you that these PQC algorithms may never be broken or may never be weakened. So we have on our agenda to actually build and create technology and then transpose this technology into organization use cases where not only we can prepare for the known quantum attacks, but prepare for the advancement in code breaking. Now, if I put all this back inside of an organization, I believe we have to focus on enabling business continuity from an organization perspective. We know that, probably, if not all organizations at one point in time will be susceptible to cyber attacks. So we need to focus as an industry to rapidly identify an incident, help an organization to rapidly absorb that incident and then recover, get back to what they're good at, normal business operation. By shrinking that circle as much as possible, this should be our mission. Our mission, a global mission. How can we help organizations to actually become what I would like to call, organizational cyber resilient organization? There's many aspects of cybersecurity, not just cryptography, but when it comes to the usage of cryptography, I have a belief that in context of an organizational cyber resilient organization, the usage of cryptography should be actually embracing a defense in depth approach. A defense in depth approach which employs complementary quantum safe cryptography techniques. So think about, let's take the best of what mathematics can give us, but also let's take the best at what physics can give us. And I'll talk about that in my next chart a little bit more. Second, the defense in depth approach supposes as well that applications will be using quantum safe techniques, and I think you've heard that a little bit, but also the network level connectivity shall also use some quantum safe techniques as a complement, not as a replacement, as a complement to the application layer. The defense in depth approach suggests that ultimately, at the macro level, there is no one solution that will solve all of our problems in our digital future. So when I talk about the defense in depth approach, I'd like to use this somewhat simplistic chart. So 3 colors, red, black, and blue. In red, I'll invite you to understand that these are the applications you're using today, personally or within your organization, that are using, the current base of cryptography, PKI-based cryptography, RSA, Diffie element, the codes that we know at one point in time will be weakened and broken by quantum computers. These are red applications. These red applications, over the next decade, will actually transpose to become black application in my model. They'll become quantum safe application. They'll use the best that mathematics can give us. Public key encryption, key exchange mechanism, digital code signage, using the new mathematics algorithms called PQC, and we will have many forms of PQC. And thus the black application will also be coded in a format and a framework that will allow the change of these PQC algorithms as they get perhaps weakened or broken by the computational power of quantum computers. But nonetheless, the industry will have one line of defense at the black layer, at the application layer. As a complement, the defense in depth approach suggests that the blue layers, IP, MPLS, Ethernet, and/or optics, one or many of these layers will be activated with quantum safe cryptography techniques as a complement to the application level, so that we have many lines of defense against the threat actor. For some of the blue layers, they marry very well with the other crypto system, physics-based cryptography, where there's an absence of using mathematics for key exchange. We're using the property of entanglement with regards to quantum key distribution. We're using different techniques with other physics pre-shared keys type of construct to actually achieve the outcome of being quantum safe. So think about a digital future where you have the best of mathematics activated and developing quantum safe outcomes at one layer, let's say the application layer, and the best of physics at another layer. And thus what you have is not only crypto agility, you have crypto-resiliency. If one layer is weakened, if the mathematics usage is actually weakened by a computational breakthrough with quantum computer algorithms at one point in time, those who have embraced defense in depth for certain elements of their network will still have lines of defense to assure unshakable trust in their data, confidentiality, integrity, and authenticity. Now, this is actually too big for one organization, one entity to tackle alone. So this is where, I really think that as an industry, we need to embrace partnership and collaborative value creation in this overall journey, right? So we have to think from a technology enablement perspective, different types of technology partnership. We need to ideate together on solving the right problem at the right point in time. We need to create together the right type of solution and products. We need to focus together on standardize our development so that the industry as a whole advance in the standardized fashion. Consulting partnerships, right? There's a key need in the industry for awareness of the quantum threat, awareness for organization to understand their risk posture vis-a-vis this mounting probability of quantum computers being able to break codes. Those who are good and practicing the knowledge sharing, best practice sharing, those who can sit with organization, helping them on their journey towards quantum safe future, they have to be part of this ecosystem. And those who enable, the value selling and the value engagement, working together with those people with solution development practice, system integrator, global and regional system integrator, being able to collate multi-party technologies and products together towards realizing the outcome of a quantum safe future. And developing, thanks to service providers, complementary quantum safe managed private offering or retail and wholesale quantum safe services so that we open up connectivity to the masses that is quantum safe. All of this will be needed to actually journey into the quantum safe economy that we need to get to. Now, very quickly, at Nokia, right, little promo for my corporation. We're a leader in terrestrial networking. Like we say, we enable the world to connect, the enterprise and service provider. In the quantum secure economy, we want to be known as an enabler of quantum safe connectivity. So we have solutions today for service providers and enterprises that can use our advanced IP routing platform, our high-capacity optical transport nodes, and our state-of-the-art quantum-safe cryptography that we do organically and with third parties to deliver secure and reliable quantum-safe networks. So we have solutions available today, and we have 100+ deployments already in service with quantum-safe networks outcomes. So as we continue as an industry in this digitalization journey, let's us remember that our reliance on trust is pivotal and actually the most important element of what we're trying to do here. We can never lose trust in our data, in our digital infrastructure. We have to start acting now. There is a sense of urgency for certain organizations, depending on their risk profile and the posture with regards to the threat actors. So some are moving, some are attempting to move. We need to help them to move towards a quantum safe future. In this world, I do believe that we need adaptable and well-placed different quantum safe cryptographic solution used in a defense in depth, like as I explained. So we need to focus on enabling both crypto agility, but also crypto resiliency. The word resilience is one of the key words that the telecom industry understand. That resiliency needs to find its way in quantum safe cryptography framework as well. Not just agility, resiliency. And this will be a journey. This is a journey. We have to tell ourselves it's a journey that starts today. For some of us, that has started yesterday, but the majority of us are still trying to understand how to start your own quantum safe roadmap, and we're here to help you. So it's a journey that will create, if we do it correctly, a trusted bridge towards the quantum internet, towards more quantum communication-based innovation. So let's continue with that progression as an industry with a quantum-safe future that can be applied today, now on classical networks, and will usher towards a revolution in terms of technology, communication-based technology with regards to the quantum communication future. And in that context, speaking to this chart, I personally cannot think about a better event than Quantum Networks 2025 and Quantum Networks hopefully 2026 to actually come and see how we go from the left and the right of this chart, always by focusing on enabling trust via quantum safe outcomes. So what are you going to see here for the next day and a half? You're going to have colleagues from the industry focusing on quantum security, not just myself. Many of us will talk about different techniques to reach quantum safe outcomes. Different words, but it's actually the same outcome. You'll see advancement in QKD. You'll see how technology and products have matured. You'll see global development, progress throughout the world. Listen hard, right? You'll see that some regions are quite active and advanced. Others are catching up. You'll see ideation on how to monetize value for service providers in quantum safe outcomes. Where's the value? How could we actually retrieve the value and develop profitable quantum safe services? You'll see from a technology perspective, PQC use cases and evolution. You'll see hybridization in terms of cryptography use case. You'll see how the journey towards the future of quantum communication will look like and what's the path towards it. And you'll see numerous examples of collaboration and partnerships, and I think we only need more. So I think we have a plentiful program, a program that is aligned from my perspective on solutionizing what the quantum secure economy will needs today and will need to tomorrow. So on this, I hope we're going to have a great moment all together. Let's network, let's collaborate, and let's create this future that we all need. Thank you very much.
Any questions from the audience?
Thank you for that lovely talk. If you future gaze 3-4 years hence, what do you think integration looks like at the back end of all this quantum safe systems?
In 3-4 years, or?
Yeah, well, as whatever time frame you think is appropriate. But what does integration, when you open up that back sort of cabinet, look like, do you think?
Well, I think there'll be a phase where, I don't know if it's 3-4 years, right? But I think right now we have a phase which I call collaborative QSN, right? So we're collaborating, we're taking different discrete type products, we're integrating them together at a solution level, and we're reaching for some of our organization this outcome of being quantum safe. Over years, I'm not sure 3 to 5, but I think there'll be an integration phase where perhaps the optical fabric, right, that we understand right now will actually be not only networking bearer path, but they actually will ingest the capacity of create keys at the same time. So there'll be an integration at that level. I think there'll be an integration on the management control plane for all of what we do in telecom. Will actually seek to strengthen the communication channel, the control channel, the signaling channel with the best that mathematics can give us, as an example. We may even venture to use classical physics and quantum physics at this control plane and management plane for specific use cases. So I think the focus will actually be a lot in quantum safe networks, becoming network connectivity that is quantum safe. Then we'll focus a lot as well on quantum safe nodes, right? Firmware download, software download, employing new practices, making sure that the whole value chain from design to fabrication to deployment to fabric construct, the whole 9 yards have to actually have full trust on elements that can constitute all of the value chain of the creations that we will do. So lots of integration, but I'm not sure in 3 to 5 years that's a little bit challenging. Every time I go with 3 years, I go, yeah, we should be fast, but we're not as fast. We're not as fast. I hope I answered your question. Is there any other question? Please.
I saw in a slide the monetization part, where you say where we as telcos could be able to monetize quantum safe networks. Do you think that this will be a short-term monetization capability, as this will become an industry standard and we'll have to do it, otherwise customers will no longer take services from us?
It's a tough question, right? So I think it's, you'll see if, and again, that's my personal opinion, I think you'll see a different like the hockey, the S-curve of service adoption, right? So you'll have the early adopters, you'll have the mass, and then the whole world. I think right now what I see personally is certain mission-critical segments seeking right now quantum safe solution, and I believe they're ready to actually take offers from service providers and monetize for value, something that it's not widely available. But it's dearly needed when these types of organizations understand their risk, and they need to mitigate their risk today. Now, as we mature up as an industry, I think your question is quite valid. Will this fact that we have quantum safe nodes, quantum safe connectivity, will this become like bare minimum? At one point, I think we'll get there. And I think our children's were probably going to look at us saying, well, that's the time and era where, the connectivity was done in the clear. The defense and depth framework, I think will be a common norm. I think we will start developing numerous lines of defense, because we'll understand that if our digital trust in our digital framework fails, well, analog world is long gone. And the backup to digital world is digital world. So that's why I call this resiliency, right? We hear a lot about crypto agility. We have to be agile. I say, yes, we have, but we have to be resilient. Will people over time pay for value for resiliency? Perhaps not, because that will be embedded in the fabric of what's needed for supporting our digital economy. But right now, I think for years to come, there's monetization value added that can be realized by service provider. Any other question?
Hi, I got the question. I saw in your slide you have IP support to the QKD and also the optical support the QKD. I'm wondering in your solution, do you think about the IP with optical cooperation, how to run in the QKD?
Right. So right now it's more independent layers, right? As you may know, IP and optics is actually getting closer together, right? The boundaries of what is optics networks and IP networks are getting very closer to almost a pluggable, right? So you could think over time there'll be another form of integration to the gentleman's question. Today at Nokia, we have really independent type solution, right? So discrete IP quantum safe solution for those who want to develop quantum safe solution at the IP layer. We have independent optical solution for quantum safe optical layers. Depending on the layers, we can use different types of crypto system. You know, the best of mathematics or the best of classical and quantum physics. So if you want, we can go and I can explain exactly the state of the art of our solution today. But at one point, I think there'll be more and more multi-level, multi-layer integration in realizing quantum safe outcomes. I think it's a natural evolution of our telecommunication fabric. I'm out of time. So thank you very much. And if you have other questions, please, I'll be around for the next day and a half. Thank you.